I stumbled on being a radio host, but I really wanted to be a lawyer. I feel fulfilled when I see people laugh, when I make people laugh. It's hard growing up as an Indian kid in the Philippines. Is there something wrong with being Indian? Just because people are unkind to you doesn't mean you have to be unkind. Ayoko maranasan ng ibang tao yung naranasan ko. We all go through really low points in life. I don't think God will put you in a situation you can't handle.
How do you embrace the bad days?
Everything is just temporary. So if it's a low moment, know that it's also not going to last forever. Without these challenges, you probably would not be where you are today. You just got to be brave and go for it.
Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk, Small Conversations with huge impact. My name is Alec Cuenca and I am your host. And before anything else, I'd just like to say thank you so much for being here and clicking on this episode. I'm so excited for you guys to learn more on what marami kaming pag-uusapan today. I have prepared some stuff na first time ko lang din gagawin with a podcast guest. But in today's episode, we have a radio icon turned content creator that is the host of Ang Lecheng Pag-ibig To with DJ Chacha. But more than that, he's just a good vibe person na pag na-meet nyo siya in person, kung paano rin ka-good vibes yung mga content niya. Ganon din siya in person. But more importantly, this guy has been doing podcasting, VJing, doing hosting. If there's like a number one person that I can think of pagdating sa hosting, this is the guy. Help me welcome on the show, Sam YG. Sam,
Happy
thank
Alec.
you so much.
Thank you for having me. You know, I'm actually a follower of your podcast, so it's also an honor to be on the show. And beautiful studio, by the way.
Yeah.
You guys should visit sometime here at Co-Create. Galing
Yeah.
what you've done.
Thank you again. So happy na na-meet kita nung sa Spotify. It's
Creators Night. That was a dinner.
Yes, and it's basically connecting other podcasters as well. But maybe for the people who are not aware of what you do, can you share a little bit about the podcast as well? And maybe can you introduce yourself to the audience as well?
Yeah, like you said, my name is Sam YG. I am pretty much an all-around type of person. I started with radio, on Magic 89.9, and then I went to TV. I did hosting on TV. I host a lot of live events until today. And I do have a podcast as well, Lecheng Pag-ibig To with DJ Chacha. There, it's mostly like relationship problems. Nagsimula yan kasi nung pandemic. That's when I started the podcast. Kasi nag-iisip ako, wala yung read, naka-lock out, lockdown tayo nun di ba? So I was thinking, what can I do? I love having conversations. And what can I do na medyo in line with radio and hosting pa rin? So sabi ko, gawa na akong podcast. Tapos sabi ko, ano ba yung meron ng mga tao na laging lang, na hindi ang mauubusan ng content? Laging meron. Laging may love problem. Iba lang yung love problem when you're teens, iba yung love problem when you're in your 20s, in your 30s, when you're married, but everybody goes through relationship problems. So that's when the podcast came about.
Yeah. So it's more of parang inisip mo na, it's a universal thing and a lot of people can relate.
Correct.
But was it also something personal to you that you love talking about relationships? Paano yun, how did you get drawn into talking about those stuff?
The thing with relationships is, and I think life in general, is that sometimes you can be good at giving advice, pero pag nangyari na sa'yo, hindi mo ma-apply yung advice sa sarili mo. Diba? So it's one thing that happens to a lot of humans. So with that in mind, sabi ko, it's also nice to dissect kasi how people think. Diba? Minsan hindi mo alam, you're so caught up emotionally in a situation, whether it's work or a relationship, love, na hindi mo na mahila sarili mo.
Yeah.
You're so involved in it. So you need a third person to actually look at the situation and, dissect it for you, hopefully.
Yeah. One thing that I love about your contents, and especially when it comes to having like conversations, like I kid you not, guys, pag kausap nyo siya in person, it feels like you're listening to a podcast din talaga or radio. Like ganun talaga. But how do you get so good in articulating your thoughts and just communicating yourself to your audience?
That's a good question. I haven't been asked that question. I think for me, it really started with radio. Kasi iba yung training sa radio eh. Tawag dito, you're trained to think by the split second. Walang dead air, walang script. Especially when I joined Boys Night Out. We were coming up with topics. Imagine I was there for a good 16 years, 17 years. We were coming up with topics every night. Walang script. 3-4 hours na talk show every day. So parang, alam mo yun, kung bigyan mo akong dahon, kaya ko nagawa ng kwento yung dahon eh. Bigyan mo 1 minute, may kwento na yung dahon na yan eh. Yung kaping to, kaya ko nagawa na ng kwento. Being articulate also came with radio training because they really train you in that direction. And then I was working with Tony, who was from the States, and the Slick Rick. Tony's from Canada, Slick's from the US. So it was ironically, yung dalawang co-host ko na Pinoy, hindi marunong mag-Tagalog. Oo, mga amboy sila English speaking. So ako pa yung nagtatagalog. Yung Indian, yung nagtatagalog. So it was a crazy show. It was crazy times. And yeah, I think it left a mark also on a lot of people. But it trained me to be articulate, to think on my feet, to think quick. So that's, I think, where it really came from.
I think you just have a magic when it comes to like when you have a mic. Like for sure, the years and years of training. But maybe I want to go back to like when you were getting into it. Yung mga first few years. Ano ba, pangarap mo ba talaga siya na maging radio host? Is it something na parang, yeah, that's something who I want, that's someone who I want to be?
Wala, I stumbled on being a radio host, but I really wanted to be a lawyer. Really? That was my dream. That was the dream. High school pa lang. Sabi ko, I want to be a lawyer. So I took up legal management in college. Sabi ko, when I finish, I finished legal management. Sabi ko, 1 year break, tapos law school na. While I was in third year college, doon ako nag-host ng mga school orgs, mga org gatherings, GAs, and whatnot. I was invited to be a junior jock or a campus patroller at that time sa Magic 89.9. So ang gagawin mo lang, bibigyan ka ng card, babasa ka ng school events like this weekend, it's gonna be the Ateneo Fair. Join us for, cocktails and whatnot. That's all I had to do. So, after nyan, sabi ko, parang interesting yung radio. Mm-hmm. So, I applied as a disc jockey.
Yeah.
I think that was 2005, which was also my first job. Tapos doon na. From there, sabi ko, sige, 1 year break bago ako mag-law school. Pero, while that was happening, ang dami ng ibang pumapasok na mga gigs. And I said, parang I feel fulfilled when I see people laugh, when I make people laugh, when I see them happy. That's where I get the most fulfillment. So, pinark ko yung lawyer dreams. Sabi ko, let me just do this for a while.
Yeah.
And, the rest was history.
Yeah. I think that... Ngayon ako nakarinig ng... Hindi ko alam yun. Galing ka pala sa legal background. Yeah. Kaya pala ngayon, with all the turmoil happening with, the law stuff and everything.
Mali nga eh. Dapat lang tayo, DPWH contractor na lang tayo. Hindi ko ginagawa pa na ng podcast. Diba? Mag-flood control project na lang tayo.
Mali pala yung napasok.
We're in the wrong business.
But dun sa pag-jump mo or pag-shift mo, from a legal management student to a radio host or a jockey, junior jockey. I'm curious about the people around you. Were they supportive? Okay, and you also need. Can I also ask for like a quick context as well? Growing up, I think you're very proud to have a Filipino Indian culture and gano'n ka pinalaki. How was the support back then during the transition?
Okay, I'll park that for a bit. Pag-usapan muna natin yung it's hard growing up as an Indian kid in the Philippines. Kasi I was bullied so much. I remember grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, like I'd go home crying. I really experienced a lot of bullying. It could also be the reason why I am like this today. Just, trying to analyze myself here. Mahirap maging Bombay. And as funny as it sounds, yun yung pangasar sa akin eh. Na, Bombay, mabaho, 5'6", amoy sibuyas. That was the running joke for years and years and years. Until until even in high school. Parang, si Bombay, si Bombay. Meron pang parang, ikaw yung nagbebenta ng payong. Tapos, I walk on the streets. Oh, mag-behave ka. Sa anak nila, behave ka. Bibigay kita sa Bombay. Para sa kayo, wala pa kayo sa anak mo. Yung anak mo, girl. Pero I mean, it was... Ngayon, I laugh about it.
Yeah.
But as a kid, yung emotions mo can only handle so much.
Yeah.
I remember my mom bought me this basketball. This was, I think, 3rd grade. Tapos, bagong-bagong basketball. So, pag recess lunch in a boys' school, basketball, yun ang ginagawa niyo eh. They took my basketball, naglaro sila. Ako pa nagpaalam kung pwede ako sumali. Kasi bola ko eh. Diba? Bago yung basketball. Sabi nila, hindi ka pwede sumali. Bakit? Kasi Bombay ka eh. Sila naglaro, tapos never nila binalik basketball ko.
Totoo.
Yeah, it was that bad. Like I alam mo nga, it's so ironic that even if you were young, you'd still remember the people that bully you.
Yeah.
And the irony of it all, without naming names, this talagang bilog ang mundo eh. This one of the guys who used to bully me so much in grade school called me to host his wedding.
No.
2008.
Totoo.
Eh, siyempre sungay ko, aha! Payback time, Pero hindi. Siyempre, of course, hindi ko ginawa. Pero yan, sabi ko, bilog talaga mundo.
Oh my gosh.
But he does not remember
Totoo.
na binubully niya ako.
Did
Hindi
you
niya
bring it
maalala.
up to him? No.
I brought it up.
Okay.
Hindi niya maalala. Kasi I think as the bully, parang wala sa yun eh.
But as the bullied.
Oo, you remember. As the bullied, you remember.
Yeah.
Hindi niya maalala.
What kept you, because now you have a very positive attitude. I could say yung energy mo talagang radiates, and I could really feel na of course the hurt also from that past. What was going through your head? Can you remember, like, how did you push through those moments, especially even no high school, you were still experiencing it? What pushed you to keep going and deal with those things?
There was a breaking point in high school. It must be like 2nd year or 3rd year if my memory serves me right. Na I was on a trip. My mom took me to India. She used to take us with her when she goes. When I got back, for some reason, ginamit ko yung Indian accent when I was talking to people. Parang, what are we going to do today? Where are we going, man?
Yeah.
Tell me, where are we going to go? I want to have some drinks tonight. And people started laughing. So I said, what if you use what they're, ginagago ka as Bombay, pero paano kung gamitin mo yun? Tapos, hindi ka nila maasar.
Yeah.
Kasi, technically, inaasar mo na sarili mo eh. So parang kailangan sobrang talino mo para maasar ako. Kailangan sobrang creative nang sasabihin mo para maasar ako. Kasi kung tatawagin mo lang akong Bombay, ginagawa ko na siya eh. Natatawa na ako. I already use the accent, do this and whatnot. So, kailangan, medyo mas ka.
Yeah.
You have one up. And that's where it turned around. When I thought na, okay, I started doing comedy using that Indian accent. And then I did a show on radio, Temple of Love. Hindi alam ng mga tao na ako rin yun. So, I'd say goodbye at 9 p.m. And then after 5 songs, I'd come back. Kasi dati ang radio, walang cameras eh.
Yeah.
I talk with an Indian accent for 1 hour and just play love songs. And everybody thought, oh, who's that Indian guy? Laugh trip yung parang, bibigyan ko love advice. Oh, they can call and I give you love advice? Come on the show, I give you love advice. And they couldn't connect na ako rin yung nag-goodbye 5 songs ago. And that's when it really hit me na, okay, maybe I got something going on here.
Yeah.
So I created the Shivakar character. Who also, dun rin ako nakuha sa Itbulaga.
Okay.
Because of that. Nag-guest ako for Pinoy Henyo, where they put the thing na hulaan on your head. I was with Tony. Pero sabi ko, para maiba, why don't I come as Shivakar? On TV. So I came with a turban, I came with the whole, kurta. Sabi ko, I want to join your game, Pinoy Henyo, because I think I am a genius. I am a local genius. I am going to beat this everything in this show. And tawan-tawa sina Joey De Leon, sina Vic Soto at that time. Sabi na, yung Indian, pabalikin nyo bukas. Yun lang, sumali lang ako ng game show. Ay, ng Pinoy Henyo. So I went back the following day. Tapos sabi nila, oh, balik ka ulit bukas. And I started going every day. So by accident, you know, and I was doing naubusan ako ng turban. Kasi, hindi naman talaga nagka-turban eh. Pero naubusan na rin ako sa sote.
Napabili ka pa bigla.
Oo, pabili ako galing India. Man, so that was an interesting story. That led to TV also.
Yeah. And it's you also, parang si Tyrion Lannister, if I'm not sure, pero Tyrion Lannister, like if you wear your weakness as an armor, it can never be used against you. Parang
That's
ganun.
exactly what happened.
Yeah. And then, surprisingly, because of the things that were used against you to bully you back when you were little, was also the things that gave you the breaks.
Correct. That is so true.
Yeah.
That's, ngayon, I don't know if I should be thankful for mga nambully sa akin na parang, okay, kung hindi na nangyari yun, tama ka, wala rin ako dito ngayon. It led to a lot of things.
Yung mga times na nabubully ka, were you telling this to your parents? I mean, as a child, of course, it was, I can't imagine yung bigat nun. And what were you telling this to your parents, and how did they respond to it?
I remember that basketball incident that may kwento ko kanina. Umuwi ako na umiyak. Kasi nga, sinabi ko sa mom ko, kinuha yung basketball ganyan. And I even used to ask my mom, kasi I was a kid, I mean, na masama ba maging Bombay? Bakit nila ako inaasar?
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with being Indian?
Yeah.
The Chinese never got it. The Chinese guys in our school never got any of that shit. I got a lot of shit. So, yeah, but they also did not know how to explain to me what was going on and why it was like that.
Yeah.
I guess, hindi rin nila na-experience yun.
Yeah.
And at that time, social media was not present. So how do you really talk about bullying? So I had to navigate through that experience by myself.
Yeah.
And my brother did too, because we were 1 year apart in the same school.
Okay.
It was tough.
Yeah. Like, it's really stressful to hear these stories. And I'm sure na even though ngayon na may social media na, although nabawasan na kasi mabilis ka nang call out online, but there's still, I feel like there's still a lot of people that are experiencing like bullying. Ang curious lang ako, hindi ko alam kung meron kang parang awareness na around this, na parang did you have, kasi parang feel ko may mga taong nabubully and then they become bullies as well.
Yes, that's also true.
And then, merong katulad mo na yung story mo is like, you know what? I'll just, do my own shit and hindi ko ipapasa to whatsoever. How did you not create that revengeful or like hateful kind of approach to...
I was very careful about that. Na ayoko maging katulad ng mga tao na nagbubully sa akin. So, I was until today, I'm very conscious about that. Na parang, just because people are unkind to you doesn't mean you have to be unkind. In a world full of shit, still be a kind person. You can still be, it's your choice. So I was very conscious about it na ayoko maranasan ng ibang tao yung naranasan ko. I think it was that.
Yeah.
Parang nobody deserves to feel that way or to be treated that way, especially if you're a kid.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a kid. Wala kang laban. Yung emotional quotient mo, mababa, hindi mo na alam sino tatakbuhan mo.
Yeah.
It wasn't a fun experience. I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Yeah. All right. After you got into Eat Bulaga, for sure a lot of opportunities opened up as well. How did you now transition into creating content online and doing hosting? Because I think, basing from your stories, I think yun lang talagang 70% ng ginagawa mo is hosting. What about hosting that you enjoyed so much? And tell me, like, what got you into it as well?
Well, the hosting bit, it was radio that jump-started, of course, the whole hosting thing. I'm going to go back to what I said kanina, being fulfilled. When I see people happy, I feel fulfilled. When I can make a person laugh, kahit na I can make one person laugh today or smile today, I feel fulfilled. There's this one story that happened to me. This was the point when I realized this is what I want to do. Ito na siguro yung point na, okay, hindi mo na mag-law school. I started by doing the midnight to 3 in the morning shift. Sa Magic kasi I was a junior jock. So the first station that actually hired me was a station beside, 99.5. And then Magic hired me back. So I was doing a show. I started 12 to 3. Then inusog ako to 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Every day, Monday to Saturday. There's this one show I was doing. And at that time, hindi pa siya talk show. It's a solo show. I got a call. So I take requests for songs. There was this one lady who called. Oh, can you play... I forget which song at that time. No, I think it was Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls or something like that. And I said, sure, I'll play your song. I'll cue it up. It's coming up in like 3 or 4 songs. Play the song, and I think I got a call from the same lady maybe an hour later. I was like, oh, I played your song. Yeah, thank you. It was actually not for me. My sister was about to die. And she just wanted to hear that song one last time. And I was like, oh, wow. For me, it was just like another day at the station playing songs for people. I didn't realize that something like this could really make an impact on a person. You just don't know who is listening, who is watching. Even like with this podcast, you never know who's listening, who's watching. And that's also when I realized that you really have to, give it your best every single time. So yeah, after that, sabi ko, okay, I really like what I'm, this is what I think I want to do. So I started from radio, TV came, MTV, all that stuff. And then live events started happening for me. I mean, it's been happening for years. Iba rin yung excitement ng live eh. Yeah. Kasi bawal ka magkamali. Bawal ka magkamali. Magkamali, save mo.
Yes. You gotta, parang i-drive mo pabalik pag nagkamali ka. Meron ka formal training dun sa live events na hosting? Wala
Wala rin. So, it was really, a mixture of all the things I started doing. And then, yun nga parang ikaw yung... The thing about being a host kasi, a lot of people don't realize, hindi ikaw yung star ng show. That's the first thing you have to realize pag ikaw yung host. Na either yung brand, you're hosting for the brand and sila yung bida, or you're hosting at say a wedding, the couple yung bida, it's never ikaw yung bida. So if you want to be a host, tapos gusto mo ikaw yung bida, you're probably in the wrong industry.
Yeah. So natatawa ako kasi meron ako man nakikita sa TikTok na parang it's about them.
As a host, it's never about you.
Yeah.
And you have to accept that. Yun yung step 1. Accept mo na hindi. As a host, ikaw yung parang ikaw yung pedestal para they get to shine. Whoever the person is, or the product is, ikaw yung instrument para makashine sila.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're really on demand. Talagang left and right ang iyong guesting.
Swerte.
So congratulations on the success. Now, before I ask you, more questions, meron talaga akong gustong gawin. Kasi something as well, sabi ko nga kanina na some things na na-enjoy ko, especially sa mga stories mo, is that you drop in like reminders or quotes. Yeah. So I want to go back to things that you wrote.
Okay.
And then share like what was going through your mind while you were writing this, and then explain it. Okay. So, okay, let me read the first one.
Fire.
Every situation in life is temporary. So when life is good, make sure you enjoy and receive it fully. And when things aren't going your way, remember that rough days don't last forever and better days are on the way.
We all go through really low points in life. Life is like, as they say, a roller coaster. You have your highs, you have your lows, and we don't know when it's gonna happen. No? Sometimes we're on a streak of, alam mo yun, minsan kami fear tayo na pag something good is happening dire-diretso, inaabangan mo na yung, shit, hindi pwedeng ganitong ganda yung buhay ko. Meron akong aabangan na may maling mangyayari. Sometimes ganun tayo.
Yeah.
So I remember I was going through a string of low days. It was, or an experience. Tapos, as you're going through those low days, syempre ang bigat magising, ang bigat ng araw, ang bigat ng lahat, diba? And then you get past that challenge, and then you're okay. I don't think God will put you in a situation you can't handle. So now, nakalimutan ko na yung low days kasi masaya na ulit ako. And then I realized, yun nga, sabi ko, everything is just temporary. So if it's a good moment, enjoy it, embrace it. If it's a low moment, know that it's also not going to last forever.
Yeah.
You're going to get through it.
Yeah.
It's just the way things are, and you have to understand that.
Yeah. Kasi parang, for some reason, I don't know what's the psychological reason for this, but when we're experiencing low days, sometimes it feels like time is slowing down. And then when we're having good days or good moments, parang ang bilis ng oras, wait lang. But pag...
Lagay mo lang yung vacation, you take a vacation, diba? Let's say, go to Hong Kong or whatever. Parang, shit, day 3 na ba ng bakasyon? Uwi na ba tayo bukas? Diba? Pero pag bigat, oh my God, 8 a.m. pa lang. Every hour is so heavy. Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah. And how do you, because you said embrace the good days and also the bad days. How do you embrace the bad days?
I mean, it's knowing that it's hard because it's there to teach you a lesson. It's there to make you a better, stronger person. Without these challenges, you probably would not be where you are today. And then it becomes easier, or not easier, it becomes lighter the next time around. Kasi if you've been through such a low point, pag may problema next time, parang, oh, maliit na bagay na lang to. So it's hard to embrace it while you're in that low moment. Pero when you have the time to look back at what you've been through, then it's also good to analyze, okay, how did I navigate through that? Ano ba ginawa ko mali? Ano ginawa kong tama?
Yeah.
And come out better and stronger. And that's hopefully where we want to get.
Yeah. Love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay. I have another one. You mentioned, you wrote this down on last April 28th. Even if you go for it and it doesn't work out, you still win. You had the courage to chase after your dreams, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. That type of bravery will take you places.
This one particularly, I had my wife in mind. Because she always wanted to start. She wanted to start a business, and I'm there to push her. And I go for it. But she's always held back. She's been working corporate for the past few years. She's being held back by the fact and the fear na, shit, pag umalis ako sa corporate job ko, wala na akong sweldo. So yung security blanket ko, mawawala. I can't be exposed like that. Hindi pwedeng wala akong sweldo. But then, without letting go of that job, ang hirap din i-start nung gusto niyang i-start. Kasi it'll take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, even when things were getting rough, let's say, starting a business is not easy. I'm sure you know this, diba? Kailangan matira matibay talaga. Whatever business it is, matira matibay. So, even, like I told her na, even if the business does well or it doesn't do well, it'll be a learning experience for you. And it'll make you also, hopefully, a better person. So, you just gotta be brave and go for it.
Yeah.
Hindi pwedeng, parang, ay, wag na lang. There are times where you will have to remove that security blanket.
Yeah. And did she quit from her corporate job?
Yeah.
Really?
After crying for like mga 4 months. Hindi na gagawin niya.
Oh. And then anong naging conversation niyo na? How did the conversation shift nung after niya mag-resign? Kasi iba kasi yung parang iniisip mo eh.
Mabigat.
Iba yung parang, I'm gonna start a business. But when you actually take the leap, that's when the real battle starts.
And the nitty-gritty, parang, shit, yung rent, ay shit, papakonstruct pa pala ako nito, oh my God. Kailangan pala bayaran to. Yung SEC papers, all these things. I mean, all these things take time. These small things take time. But it's part of it eh.
Yeah.
You can't cheat that part of life. And even with me, I left radio, Boys Night Out. This was my security blanket. So I'm gonna bring it back to myself. I left Boys Night Out after 16, 17 years of being on the show. That was my security blanket. Because for me, I always thought, na, shit, paano na yung Sam YG pag walang Boys Night Out? It's always Sam YG off Boys Night Out, off Boys Night Out. And I saw radio as my resume. Kasi I'm on air every night, diba? Ito yung para marinig ako ng mga tao na pa, uy, kuha na natin sa event na ito, mukha siyang okay na host. So now, I'm gonna take that out. Paano na ako? Paano na yung career ko? That will also make you realize that in order to grow, you also have to make space for growth. You can't just keep on taking on everything and expect to grow. So it was a risk. It was a risk. I said, paano pag wala na kumuha sa akin as a host kasi wala na ako sa Boys Night Out? But it was, I mean, it turned out really well for me. But you have to make those brave moves sometime.
Yeah.
Sometimes, no? The big boy moves.
Yeah. Ang ganda ng sinabi mo na if you want, you can't just take in and take in. Sometimes if you want growth, you need to make space for growth.
We want to do so much. We all want to do so much. Gusto ko gawin to, gusto ko gawin to.
Yeah.
Teka lang, kaya pa ba?
Yeah.
Kaya mo ba? Will you be able to give it enough time, energy, and care? Diba? Ang dami natin gustong gawin, pero wala tayong gusto give up. It comes with maturity that you realize na, pucha, so I was doing so much already na I realized also pagod na ako. I was doing hostings, I was going to radio. I remember at one time I was juggling 7 shows.
Wow.
TV, radio, again. And burnout na pala ako. Hindi ko alam.
How did you know?
I wake up tired. Tapos wala na akong... Parang I'm there physically. Pero wala na akong hirit na maganda. Alam mo yan eh. As a host, you know, oh, I did a good job. And the days were repeating itself. Parang wala akong input na maganda sa show tonight. And it was not a good feeling. So... I told myself na, okay, you want to grow, go mo na space yung growth. And minsan, it comes with giving up things, even sometimes things you love. Because, I mean, I love these guys to death. No, I take a bullet for Tony and for Slick any day. But it was a hard goodbye. It was a hard break. It wasn't a breakup, but I mean, breaking up with I had no problems leaving radio. I had problems leaving Boys Night Out. Because those were like my buddies from the start. Pero wala, I had to talk to them na this is the only way for me to grow. Hard conversation to have. And if I don't do this, I don't think I'll be able to also grow.